Hi guys, Crispin Sanford here with the Culture Machine Group. Excuse me, did my presentation at the Life, the Universe and Everything Symposium this year for 2019. Was actually guest number 37 and it's its 37th year, so I thought that was quite poignant. But I wanted to go through the materials that I covered in that presentation for you guys. So the first episode, I'm just going to be introducing what I'm going to cover, introducing the idea. So excellent. So this basically is an introduction to business development and how to create 1,000 true fans. Hey Louis, good to see you. Yeah, this was my presentation I just delivered in Provo at the Marriott Convention Center. It was a symposium mainly of writers. Good morning, Louis. Good to see you, so fun. So here's the introduction I gave when I initially set up this presentation. So quote, it's one of my own quotes: I want to help you make your reality a dream and your dream a reality. The next quote is from Seth Godin, where he says, people like us do things like this. The next concept, again, another Seth Godin concept, guys, really very effective in this sort of line of marketing that I'm advocating. In his book, Permission Marketing, he talks about content being anticipated, personal, and relevant. And then the connection economy, which he talks a lot about, particularly in his podcasts. And I wrote this definition for myself. But it's an economy based on the value created by building relationships and creating opportunities for people to make connections. Again, this was my definition after studying his materials. So in the course of the presentation I'm going to give, and as I said, I'm going to have a series of videos covering the materials that I presented and that I distributed to people who joined the presentation and asked me to send the materials. So in the course of the presentation, I show you how to become a source of change in people's lives, become the hub of a connection economy, a source point and the reason people make connections, where people like us do things like this. If you become the source point of a connection economy, you have the opportunity to make something great, a growing movement that more and more people can and want to become a part of, a movement that itself becomes a source of change. And I ask that you make the greatest kind of change, positive change. Introduction to those who don't know me, my name's Crispin Sanford. When I met with and was set up to do this presentation in the whole lead up to it, I was Vice President of Business Development at a marketing firm. I subsequently left there to help at my daughter's school, but also to focus on building my own business. But I worked there for 5.5 years in business development at the #1 marketing firm in marketing systems for financial advisors. And business development, as I see it, is creating new customers and clients and recovering past customers and clients. So it's very specific. You have a client director or VP of client sales, but they're really just renewing people, and they're working with maintaining that relationship and developing and maintaining the client. Whereas business development has to do with creating new people, bringing brand new people on board, getting people familiar with your business, with your model, with the things that you do, why you do what you do, how you do it, and also bringing people back on board, back into the fray, back into the game, and doing what's necessary to restore that relationship. So I was made Vice President of Business Development after being able to get 10 plus hot prospects week in, week out for months. And I also was able to build my department at the time. It got made a division and doubled its gross income over the course of 2 years. I think it was about 2 years and 1 month. And we had the highest month during that year in about over 8 years in business development. And obviously the reward was a promotion. So now, kind of in keeping with what this whole presentation is going to be about, I heard about a blog post by Chris Kelly, co-founder of Wired Magazine, and it was called 1,000 True Fans. Please look it up online. It's a good read. But his position, as far as I understood it, was that if an artist aimed at 1,000 true fans, people who are willing to pay $100 on products, merchandise, high-res version of your product, drive 60 miles to a gig, whatever it might be, but they're committed. If they spend about $100 a year, you would, once you reach 1,000, be at $100,000 in revenue as an artist once you achieve that goal. Now, obviously, that's something you want to continue to expand. Obviously, some people spend more than others. But the point is, it's a much more practical and realistic target to shoot for. And doing all that work will only serve you in building beyond that. But it's much easier and it's much more practical and realistic and attainable than, I'm going to write a book and be a blockbuster. I'm going to create my works of art and just, next to Andy Warhol, I'm going to be one of the greatest people in my movement. It may sound like I'm kind of dogging that a bit, and I guess I am, but I think it serves you to think of, what do I need to do to build fans and hit this target of 1,000 true fans? Now, go right ahead and go beyond that. Hit the goals that we all seek to attain, but have this goal be on the way to that one. Also, you get to be more of the artist you want to be. You get to serve your artists, your audience, and meet their expectations. And I think also it serves you to aim at that group of people like us, do things like this, than trying to serve a mass market. Or, what agents or managers or consultants say you should do, which may or may not be right and may or may not serve you. But you definitely, when you have this when you're building a relationship with your client, with your market, with your customers, then you get a lot of real feedback and you can really pinpoint what it is that is important to them and what next steps you can provide, you can take to serve them better and build the audience. So there's a couple of questions I have you to ask. I have for you to ask yourself. You might want to write these down just to review them and make them accurate, but also look at them at the end of the series. It's probably going to be about 18 videos, and look at how they've changed having gone through this presentation. So the first question, what are you hoping to get out of this presentation? Second question, how do you think you would create 1,000 true fans, as of now, I guess? And then how many of you have another source of income aside from what you make from your art? Anyone solely living on their income, their art income? Now, at the presentation, there were 2 people who were making their living from their art, which was very proud of you guys. One of them probably will join this group, and we're working on doing more together. She actually asked if she could present my work and videos of her own, which I'm more than happy to do. Then the last question is, what are you trying to accomplish over the next 2 years? I think it's important for you to look at what it is you're seeking to do in the more immediate future. And particularly when you look back, having gone through this presentation, how that's changed and the impact this presentation has had on those steps, and whether or not you feel like you're in a better position to achieve those goals. Okay guys, so this is video 0, I suppose, because each of the videos 1 to 18 are going to be covering the actual material that I want to share with you. This is just a lead up, a preamble, an introduction. Yeah, we'll see if I add any videos, try to cover a couple of points in one. We'll see, but we'll do this all together. All right guys, take care. Thanks so much, Lou, for staying on. It's a real pleasure to see you. Can't wait to come down to LA, to the west side on the beach, and see you in the near future, perhaps in the summer. Take care, guys. Enjoy the series, and look forward to seeing you and your results in the future. Bye now.